Stop the music.
Yo, 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 yo. What's good, y'all boys? It's your boy here, Jameli, and we back with another Shifty video. Alright, so today we'll be going over different between the legs and different variations to use at certain times. Alright? I'll show you guys the change of speeds with between the legs. I'll show you guys different between the legs you guys can use to get past defenders. Now I'll be showing you guys pretty much everything with just the variation of between the legs. We'll be going over different moves, and I'll show you guys key moves that you guys like to use, of course, to just use it and get better with it. All right? Every player has a move that's their key moves. My key move is a hesitation or spin move or a drop cross or a crossover. That's like my 4 variations. I don't like really doing behind the backs or oh no, I like between the legs too. No, between the legs, my between the legs is crazy. I'll have to show you guys some basketball footage. But yeah, what was I saying? Anyway, like I was saying, pretty much going to be going over different variations you can use for between the legs. Between the legs is a very important variation that you guys need to incorporate and know different moves to pull off with between the legs. All right. The reason why you need to know between the legs is because between the legs, when mastered, is the most deadliest move in the game. The reason why is because there's so many moves and variations you could do out of that move. It makes it insane. Between the legs is actually a setup move for a lot of players. Between the leg hezi, between the legs cross, between the legs behind the back, between the legs step back hesitation. Between the legs is always a go-to move for a player to at least know when somebody's opening up for them to get past, or just know when to do a move and exactly what move. So I'm gonna be going over the different variations of between the legs you guys can incorporate, and maybe some you guys have never seen before that you guys could use. All right, let's get into it and let's get shifty. All right, guys, so we'll be basically putting this in different categories. We'll be having the beginners, we'll be having the average or pro players, and then we'll be having, of course, the advanced players or street ballers that just like to, pull off different variations of moves. All right, so as you guys know, we will be setting up different pie charts and bars, and I'll basically be demonstrating which moves are better for which players. All right. So for my beginner guys, if you guys are just learning the between the legs, then between the legs you would like to incorporate is a walk still between the legs. All right. Or you can incorporate a between the legs look into another between the legs. All right. These would be your 2 most favorite combos you guys will use with between the legs until you guys understand the movement, the rhythm, and the different variations of between the legs. So let's get into it, what this move would look like with different speeds, and I'll show you guys what are they actually good for. All right. So first move we'll be going over is the walk between the legs. All right. So with walk between the legs, what is this good for? As you guys can see, it's good for hesitations, it's good for off the run, and it's good for a lot of screen fakes. All right. Now, the reason why is because this between the legs is a setup one. And the reason why is to give you it's just different variations you could do out of it. All right. I'm going to show you 4 different variations so you guys can understand. All right. So with this between the legs, you got a crossover. All right. You also got a hesitation. As you guys can see, I was just automatically doing it. Or you could do the other hesitation. All right. Or you could do between the legs behind the back. Or you could do between the legs in and out. All right. That is why that move is so good for beginning players, because it's just different variations they can use. You guys understand we get into the different levels while we incorporate different moves. All right. For beginners, this will be a perfect move for you guys to use. All right. Now, the next between the legs is only 1 move variation. All right. So you'll be going between the legs, and then you'll move off the between the legs. All right. Now, the reason why you want to incorporate this move for a beginner is pretty much is going to give them the way to learn how to use angles. A lot of players don't know that between the legs is actually giving them an angle to actually make a defender go one way and cut them off and go a different way. Or just actually just getting past them. Knowing your angles in basketball is a very important key because it could just get you to the basket or just honestly open. So as you can see, the first between the legs getting him an angle, and then he's taking off with the next between the legs. So if he gets beat off that between the legs, then he has another variation to go to, which would be another between the legs that he can incorporate something else. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's it for the beginning players. We don't want to kind of confuse them a little bit too much with the between the legs. Let's get into the pro players. All right. So as for my pro players, we have a lot of between the leg moves you guys can use. I'm only going to be demonstrating 2 or 3 for you guys. I just want to keep it limited for everybody because I will keep making more videos on advanced dribbling and things like that. All right. So for my players that are pros, here's the between the legs we will be going with. And the first one will be this one right here. All right. So it'll be an invert between the legs. All right. An invert between the legs. All right, so the reason why we want to use this move is you can have a lot of different variations, especially from the beginners and the pros put together. All right, so if you're countering this, now you can throw in this. All right, remember when we went with the beginner move here? Now we can counter. We could throw that in there and just make a different variation of the move. As y'all can see, same thing here. Remember, we kept our body in the angle with the beginning players. And it's giving us different variations to open up. All right, so that'll be the first between the legs we'll be using. And now, the second one. The second one will be an invert. All right, now I'm gonna show you why. With the beginner between the legs, you can go like this, you can invert it like this. All right, now what is this doing is just opening your body to go either way. And it's giving you an angle already for you to cut the player off and go a different way. All right, so just look at how my body just gives me an angle. See, it already gave me that angle for me to open up and now create another move to get past or just create space. All right, same thing here, look. All right. So remember, we're mixing everything together, all right? From the beginners, when you jump to the pros, now you guys will know what you can mix with the beginners and the pro moves, all right? And then we'll be going from the pros to the advanced dribblers. So it's all connecting with each other. We don't want to make another person feel like he's left behind. So what I'm showing is a beginner, once you learn these two, now you can incorporate the other two, all right? So we're going to go over it again. Even with the double hang, you can do it again. All right. See, look. The first one was a beginner one. Look. Remember, the beginner one was this. All right. Just incorporating different moves. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I'm just putting them in different categories for you guys to pretty much use for when you feel like you're evolving with the between the legs. All right? And for the last, guys, my pros, we got to move up to advanced dribbling. All right? We're going to go to advanced dribbling. So I'll be making this video 2 moves per player. All right? Now for my advanced dribblers, what we want to incorporate is we want to incorporate the Jamal Crawford between the legs, all right? And the reason why is because this between the legs could give you different variations of moves, all right? I'm gonna show you why. So when we first incorporated this one here, now we could throw this one. Remember when we was going like this? Now we could go like this. All right. Now, what does this do is, first, it confuses your defender. All right. First, they're not going to get used to you doing any of this or this or this. All right. So first, you're going to be catching them off guard. That's number one. That's why I like using this variation, because you can also just spam it. All right. You want to make sure you're getting better and knowing that you mastered doing between the legs. It's not about being a show off. It's not about incorporating street ball moves. It's about making your mind know that you can actually pull that move off. Of course, we can use this move in game if we wanted to. Will we? Maybe, maybe not. But what I'm saying is, you want to know and get your body so accustomed to knowing the levels of doing it between the legs. A lot of people will comment and will say, why would he even want to put that as an advanced move? The reason why is because mastering something is doing something that a lot of people don't see. So while you're encountering this between the legs, you're basically building confidence in your mind to make yourself understand that you could pull any between the legs off if you really wanted to, because you're elevating in the different rankings. All right? That's all we're here for. We're not here to show off. We're not here to bust these moves out in game. We're here to elevate and show players that we put in the work to learn that move. All right? That's what I was saying. Okay? So now you can use the first variation, which was here, the walk through, and the counter a walk back. All right? Boom. And throw the last one. Okay? So we're basically just making different combos with all three variations. All right? That's all this video is. Taking one variation and making it into a different combination. All right? So look. See, even with this. All right? Just pretty much want to get yourself accustomed to making your body uncomfortable. That's all we're here for, man. Challenging ourselves, getting better every day. All right? And the last between the legs will be this one. Now, this between the legs is nothing compared to this. All right? This between the legs is doing the V, and actually getting yourself out of there. Show you another variation. Just so many different combos can get put out of this one. Or even on a fast break. Oops. Even on a fast break. Even the Jamal Crawford one. Just want to incorporate these moves. All right. Well, everybody, all I pretty much have for today, went over the beginning moves I'll be showing you guys so you guys can remember. First beginner move was we walked, and we did crossover. And the second move was a double between. As for our pros, what we did was this variation here, and this variation here. Okay? Did those two. These are the different variations we did. And for our advanced dribblers, we did the Jamal Crawford variation. And we did the invert between the legs. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for this video. Just wanted to go 2 moves apiece for different players. Don't want to let anybody feel left behind. Just pretty much if you are working towards getting a move, learn in your category first and then build your way up. All right? All we're here to do is build confidence in ourselves to let us know we want to be the best ball handler that we can and nobody can rip us. That's how we want to feel after we do these dribble moves and workouts. All right? Well, guys, hope you guys have a great day and be safe. Keep chasing your dreams and always remember, chasing a dream could be hard, but quitting could be easy. But which one do you really want to do? That's what you have to ask yourself. Do you want to quit, live years later and regret, or do you want to keep working and one day appreciate and see the milestones you went through to become who you are today? Ask yourself that question before you want to actually get into something. All right? Well, guys, have a great morning. Get to thinking. Get to getting shifty. Watch this video. Share it with anybody you can. And Jameli is out. Peace, guys. Be safe. Keep chasing the dreams. Keep getting shifty in. I'll see you guys next video.